Well, hello everyone. Happy Friday, TGIF. I thought for a little Friday treat, we would have a little coffee, iced of course, because it's 90 degrees here, and catch up on our fair lady, Chantal Marie, Foodie Beauty, Big Beautiful Me, and see what she's been up to this week. She's had a very active week. Um, it looks like there were some ups and downs, there was some positive things, and there was a couple instances where, well, we'll get to it. So, where we left off is normally don't drink coffee at this time of the day, but it was a very long day. We left off at Piegate. So this was the video last time. It's like 14 seconds long, and she was talking about how she only ate a small piece of pie out of the large rhubarb wildberry pie that she had bought. And she had a small piece, and BB ate the rest. Well, that's settled. So next video she is doing is reacting to Amber Lynn reacting to a reaction channel. And that reaction channel is Zachary Michael. I'm sure a lot of you guys know Zachary Michael. I like Zachary Michael. And she says in the beginning of the video, for a bit of housekeeping, because she was sending out copyright strikes last week, that she had sent one out to YouTube Underground, I believe, and has since taken it back because she was receiving threats. She explained why she doesn't send out strikes usually to other channels that use her content, and I think probably because she's done it before. I think she did it to Zachary Michael, and nothing happened. Maybe it was demonetized for a little bit, some of his content, but then it wasn't. So she's not pursuing that further. So she clears the air with that. Then she starts making, I don't want to say accusations, but about as much, about Zachary Michael being ableist. Because apparent ableist, defined as discriminating against someone with a disability, under the guise of the idea that it's acceptable to do that for I guess overweight folks or some other folks whose disability is to a degree self-induced, I guess. It's a wishy-washy definition. It's one of the newer ists that's come onto the scene. So she's talking about how Amber Lynn went for a walk. And if anyone follows Chantal, you probably follow Amber Lynn too. And in one of her videos, Amber Lynn went for a walk. And it's a big deal because she's somewhere between 500 and 600 pounds. And she has a pretty sedentary life. So she walks to a tree and back. And apparently Zachary Michael had said something along the lines of, you know, a lot of people can do that. That's not a big deal. Regular people can go for a walk. Chantal called him out as being ableist, saying that she's, you know, disabled, she's not doing well. You're shaming her. You're fat shaming her. And then Chantal kind of goes into the business of saying if you're going to criticize her for, you know, her character, for this or for that. I'm not a huge Amber Lynn follower, but I've watched a couple of her videos and read the comments. People say awful, awful stuff about her weight, but I don't think those are the majority of the comments from what I've read. It is about her character. Particularly her honesty is called into question a lot. A lot. And I'm putting it very mildly when I say it. So Chantal kind of, you know, sticks up for her. I have to say this, and I'm going to say this now and I'm going to say it later. I have to call bullshit on Chantal. I don't know if she just forgot, or if she's kind of two-faced because it's convenient and she's looking for allies. There's a video, I want to say 8 months ago. Zachary Michael did a reaction to it, and it was Chantal going on a rant, and the target of the rant was Amber Lynn. And Chantal was saying, you know, what was making Amber Lynn a lousy YouTuber. And she was then attacking her personally because Chantal will go below the belt when she gets upset. And she shamed Amber Lynn for using a mobility scooter when she was going to Walmart or Target. And, you know, Chantal said, I would never. I'm 370 something, 380, whatever she was at the time. And I would never do that. So let's not go overboard with fat shaming people. And as far as needing mobility assistance, we'll get to that in a little bit, okay? So that was pretty much that. Now, as to Amber Lynn, I'll say this much. If she's lying and you go after her, go after her. You shouldn't be all over the internet lying and talking out of both sides of your mouth. And if you do, you should go back and correct yourself if you've made a mistake or misspoken. But fat shaming, I'm not really up for that. I was fat. It sucks to get made fun of and stuff. So, next video, Chantal goes on a summer fun barbecue with the family. She's wearing those goddamn Elton John glasses again. I guess she's not watching. or she doesn't care what I say. Either or, but I'd be remiss not to mention it again. So, again, it's beautiful scenery wherever she lives. I mean, it's green, it's forest. I mean, I know she's in Canada, and I think she's like either in Ottawa or suburban Ottawa. It's beautiful. I like the driving. Again, probably because it has nothing to do with her weight or any drama. It's just scenery, which frankly means anybody in that area probably could have mounted a camera to their dashboard and filmed it. So I guess that doesn't make it a good Chantal video. It makes a good Canada video. Chantal's mad. She cursed me. So that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I mean, the little camper where they went looked nice, looked fun. Good for her. So I don't have much to say about that. Third video, her weekly shopping, grocery, and dollar store haul, and what I had for dinner. So, she's only doing the weekly shopping. That was recommended by the treatment team. Well, she's filming and showing. Again, as I'm talking about all the stuff with Chantal, as with anything, grain of salt, because trust has been destroyed between her and her viewers innumerable times. So, I'm encouraged by the fact that this seems to be more than 2 days in a row, but we'll see. Apparently we're into like week 2 almost. So she goes and buys a week's worth of stuff. That's on the plan. That's good. She spends $82 at the dollar store, but then she starts quoting prices, and some of the stuff sounds like it was $2 or $3. Like, I'm thinking in my head Dollar Tree, and I'm thinking everything's $1. Like, the only other people I know who do hauls with that much, I mean, there's a lot of people that do, but you gotta buy. There's only so many essentials they sell at the dollar store, and then you're just buying crap. You're just buying junk after that. So she went to the grocery store. It looked like she was buying real food, unless she filled the cart with crap afterwards, but it looked like meat and vegetables and protein. Not always the leanest. There were some cheddar links there, which she ate later. She got Knorr pasta sides. I use those all the time. They're a good meal starter. She described them as being free from preservatives and some other things. I must get a different flavor because mine are full of salt, which is a preservative. It's not a bad one, but it preserves shit, and it's high in salt. Let's see. She doesn't want to be demeaned about fitness or anything else or what she's eating. So she put that out there when she's talking about having eating videos, I guess. Let me see. In what context did she even mention that? As far as going shopping, that was the video when she got back to the car. She had said, I don't want to be picked on for what I'm getting or my level of mobility getting through the store. I'm going to say she's kind of in a rough spot there with saying, don't make fun of me for huffing and puffing as I'm going through the store. She's doing that because she's 200 and almost 50 pounds overweight. If she used a mobility scooter, somebody would come for her. If she did Instacart, that would be, someone would probably really come after her, because what is more non-active than just having the food brought to your house? So someone could have hated on her for any one of those things. So, I'll give her that much. I think it's good to be huffing and puffing. That means your body's working. That means your body's trying to do something. So, The thing that pissed me off, though, she was going on she must have mentioned it for 2 or 3 minutes about how she felt like there was, some indignity about bagging your own groceries. I go to a grocery store that's not like Aldi's or Save-A-Lot or anything like that, where you're expected to bag your own groceries and bring your own bags. I go to, a regular grocery store. I bag my own anyway, because it's faster and I like to do it myself. Now, I understand she has some limitations, and that's whatever, that's cool. And she said by the time she was done, she was winded, and of course she's going to be. I'm sure that's frustrating for her. It can't be a friggin' surprise, though. I don't get it. She seemed disproportionately upset about the fact that someone wasn't doing it for her. I don't know. And next, first I want to say I love you guys. I love you guys a lot. But I could not watch her middle of the night 2-hour live stream. So if anything interesting happened during that, I can't review it right now, because even I have my limits. Okay, I'm sorry. Next video was trying medication to treat binge eating. So she goes to see the doctor, and she's filming in the car. I think she had those Elton John glasses on then. And then she's taking a sitting break, which is good. I'd rather see her moving and struggling than just, I see the huffing and puffing as a good thing. It means her body's trying to work. So she then goes on to kind of talk about, after she sees the doctor, how the sole reason I'm going to say for today, because, you know, God love her, but she changes her mind, is to share her story, to, you know, help other people who are also going through what is apparently now been officially diagnosed as binge eating disorder, and other people who are struggling with eating disorders. She said she didn't think of what she had as an eating disorder. Well, there's plenty of other people that don't think she has an eating disorder and that she's just greedy or a glutton, or whatever else. And if you don't subscribe to that as a disorder or an illness, then that's probably what you would believe, that she is just hungry all the time, or greedy, or whatever. At any rate, whatever her motivation or whatever's causing it, she's almost dying of being overweight. So the fact that there's any sort of intervention going on is good, as far as I can see. She says she's holding up her rules with no eating in the bedroom, no eating in the car, and no fast food. Oh, I think I was right about something. I'm never totally right, but this came full circle. The doctor recommended that she do light walking 15 minutes a day. That last video where she was going to go 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and I thought that was a little too much. I think it turns out I think it was a little bit too much, which is, you know, when you go too hard too fast, I mean, you don't have to be obese to do that. You just burn yourself out on the first day. It'd be like if I started right now saying, I'm going to go run 3 miles a day. Please. I probably wouldn't make it 2 or 3 blocks running. My hip would go, my lungs would be on fire, I'd have to put my cigarette out. So, you know, that probably wouldn't work. I'd probably have to start like jogging and walking and jogging and walking, and then jogging farther, and then cut the walking out, and then pick up the pace, or maybe run on a treadmill indoors so I can, you know, build up a little bit, and then a running track with like, I don't know that much about running, but baby steps, you know, to kind of get there. Because if I burn myself out the first day, all I'm going to have is really shitty memories of running, and I won't want to do it again. So, the binge eating thing. Now, here's where addiction kind of comes into this. She starts talking, and either she's saying just the right thing, or she's got some addict behavior, because this I related to. When she was fishing for the diagnosis of binge eating disorder, she said the doctor asked her a few questions. She says definitely she overeats. I overeat. And when she was saying her mukbangs weren't her overeating, I really didn't believe her. I thought like, yeah. Now eating enough food for 2 or 3 people, to me that's a binge. I don't know if binging is relative or if it's measured, but for me that would be a binge, to eat like enough food for 3 people. That's a lot. But she was saying, you know, how she had, or maybe be found, empty pizza boxes in her closet. So when you're hiding your paraphernalia, and let's call it what it is. I mean, I used to hide my empty vodka bottles under the sink, in the drawers, in the cabinets. Even when I lived alone, I would hide that stuff. I don't know why. I don't know who I thought was coming. But, I mean, I could count the days of the week. You know, on Monday I would start, and I'd have a bottle for every day, because I would drink a fifth that day. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I could just count them out. Maybe she could do that with pizza boxes. So that's some private, grimy stuff about herself to even say. That kind of slipped out. So, yeah, I can meet her on a level with that. I would say that's binge eating. It would be binge drinking for me, and especially if she's doing it in secret and BB didn't know. So that's why I was thinking, like, she doesn't film eating in her room, but apparently she is. Somehow she's sneaking pizza in there and smashing it down. They recommend Vyvanse. Now, Vyvanse, as far as I checked with the manufacturer, is for ADHD in kids 6 and older, and prescribed for people with mild to moderate binge eating disorder. It's a stimulant. All I have in my head is this idea of Chantal on speed. I can't get it out of my head. Just chatty, eyes moving. Hey guys, hey. Like something along those lines. And, you know, speed makes you feel good. You know, I may have back in the day taken other people's prescription medication, and they may have been stimulants. I may have spent 3 days awake cleaning the house. So, I mean, they have an effect on you. Now, it also kills your appetite. I wasn't hungry at all. Actually, I was thirsty for coffee to kind of keep the feeling going. Again, I always have concern, because I think Vyvanse is a controlled substance because it's a stimulant. That I'm not 100% on. Feel free to correct or put it below. Or maybe it's not in Canada. I don't know. But anything because she has this like addict behavior that I see, sort of the kind of stuff I would do, I see that she does. Anytime you put like a stimulant or a depressant or those painkillers like the Dilaudid in and around her, it always makes me think like it's gonna trip a trigger. Like if the eating goes away, she's gonna try to find something else to fill whatever she's trying to fill with food. And she'll fill it with speed, or she'll fill it with this. It's not a far reach, you know, for someone, even someone who's had gastric bypass, to skid off into another addiction if they don't deal with the reasons that they're binging anyway. So yeah, I'll be interested to see Chantal on speed. That'll be different. And her last video, Chatty Mukbang, cheese sausage and creamy potato salad. Now, when I saw Mukbang, I thought, you bitch. I've been holding up for you. I've been holding out for you. This is weeks now where I've been one of the lone voices who has said, okay, you've done grimy stuff and you've done it for years, but nobody is beyond help, and sicker people than you have gotten better. And then I saw the word mukbang and I thought, you. Fuck you. But, okay, so we watched this thing. She kind of started to turn into Chantal again, got out of the recovery talk, and about a way to make mukbangs kind of part of the plan. Not a proper, or mukbangs, I mispronounce it, but I say mukbang more often, so I'm just going to say that. It's not a proper mukbang because she's not binging. She's not doing it in her car, and it's not fast food. Okay, are those the only two things that make it a mukbang? I don't know. And she's not doing it in her room, so there's another one of the rules. She's going to list the calories for what she's eating. I don't know about that. Like, okay, maybe she's telling the doctor she's not eating in the car. And maybe that's true. Or maybe she's just not filming herself. Again, Chantal Grain of Salt should be the new name of the channel. And if she's not doing those things, that's good. That means she's taking care of herself. But I wonder if specifically she told her doctor, I have a channel and tens of thousands of people watch my videos when I eat on camera. Do you think it's good for my mental health and my physical health to eat on camera? Point blank, say it to the psychiatrist and see what the answer is. And if the answer isn't what you want to hear, how are you going to re-explain it to yourself so that you can do it? Or if they said okay, just, you know, say they said it's okay. It doesn't take 3 minutes to say the doctor said I can do this. It takes that long to say it. So, it's like, why roll the dice doing the mukbangs? That'd be like if I went out and had like non-alcoholic beer. I want real beer. Why give myself half of what I want? Like, a mukbang is meant to be eating a lot. Why sit in front of the camera and eat what looked good, the potato salad and the sausage, when what you've always done is sit and eat a ton of food? Like, why put yourself in a position where you might slip up? You know, it's early. I mean, 2 weeks and then throw yourself back into mukbangs. Proper mukbang becomes fast food, becomes, I had a bad day, the bad day turns into a bad week, and then here we go again. So look out for yourself. I mean, come on. You know, you've put in a decent amount of work at this point, assuming, again, you know, don't even put your toe in the water. Don't even. She goes on to talk about some serious sounding health stuff, actually. She's talking about getting a hysterectomy and her cysts, and that stuff's no joke. She's talking about when to get the surgery, but there's some other folks that I've seen in the comments say that she's talked about this before and it's never happened and it's attention seeking to bring it up. I don't know about that kind of stuff. She did mention a medical term I hadn't heard before, which is borderline malignant, as far as the cysts go. Is that like being borderline pregnant? Like, are you either are or you aren't? I don't doubt that the cysts are there or that they're large. I don't think she's making any of that stuff up. But I mean, if there's a sense of urgency to it, malignant's a pretty strong word. I mean, if there's that much urgency to it, get the weight off and get under the knife and go. And this was the coup de grace. This was the coup de grace, and here we go back to the scooter again. Okay. She's talking about going out with Pete's, who I adore Pete's. Like, I have like a geek crush on Pete's, by the way. He's weird, he's goober, he looks sticky, but I like Pete's. She says when she's going out with Pete's, she feels scared if she doesn't have somewhere to sit down. This is something I've heard from other big folks. So she was thinking about getting a bariatric rollator with a seat. She's talking about a walker with a seat on it. Sorry about that hiccup. Had a problem with the camera. So, a walker. She wants to get a walker. Now, again, going back to the Amberlynn and mobility issue. If, you know, Amberlynn needs a scooter to get around, you know, she was 300 pounds, now she's closer to 600. I don't think Amberlynn anticipated, and if she did, God love her, that she was going to be gaining so much weight that she couldn't walk. Now, Chantal probably didn't anticipate that either, but there you are, you see. So before we start throwing, you know, insults around and making judgments, maybe all of us, I'm trying to be speaking in a general way because I'm referring to Chantal, and myself because I've done it too, just, you know, to take a pause for a second. You know, who would have thought that all those mukbangs and overeating would add up and pile up to such a point that now I need a walker in my 30s? That's a lot. That's a lot to take in. You know, I still am very in favor of her using a walker to get around because that includes activity. I think it's definitely a step away from taking a mobility scooter out. But, yeah, let's not judge. Let's not judge. What's the meanest thing I could say right now? People who live in glass pancake houses shouldn't throw stones. So there you are, you see. Now, going forward, how is Chantal doing? I think she made some good choices this week. It sounds like, on paper, she's following the recommendations of the doctor. I think there was a little bit of forgetting where she came from when she's talking about being ableist, and forgetting maybe some of the things she had said about other people. Just because you're a big person doesn't mean you can't say nasty things about another big person, about their weight, and almost feel like you're allowed to because you're big too. You know, like, that doesn't make it okay either. So, not forgetting where you came from is an important kind of thing to do. Like, when I walk past someone who smells like alcohol at 9 o'clock in the morning, yeah, my first impulse is to gag, but I have to remember, that was me. That was me. Like, totally me. Telling everyone, lying, saying, oh, I drank the night before. You know, I was drinking in the shower this morning. Screwdrivers go down pretty easy. Or Bloody Marys. There's two kinds of people at brunch. The people that get the mimosas and the people that get the Bloody Marys. I was a Bloody Mary sort of guy. So, at any rate, I hope she is doing well, as she says. I think she got cute with the mukbangs and kind of found a way to do it. I don't think if she said to her doctor, again, point blank, I'm eating on camera, and that's perfectly fine, right? That she would have gotten yes as an answer. It doesn't take 2 to 3 minutes of explaining. Just say, I told my doctor this is what I do, and he said yes. So, still holding out hope for her. I'll, you know, light a candle, I guess. I do have reservations, as always, but this seems to be going on 2 weeks. So unless we're due, which we could be, for one of those videos that says I was doing everything off camera that I wanted to do, and this was all just BS, and I'm having a hard time, or we have the one bad day video that turns into 2 to 3, and then, you know, a video about how she's been lying, and then all the comments get disabled again. We'll see. You know, it's a roller coaster. But hopefully she's getting somewhere with this. Hopefully treatment is treating what's going on. So we shall see. Again, I'll end this like I say the other ones. I've seen sicker people than her get better. You know, apples and oranges, you know, we both deal with some like addiction-y type things. Certainly I do. And I was a train wreck, and I was able to get better. And the parts of her that I think are kind of a train wreck, she's not beyond redemption, I don't think. But, you know, she'll prove that or not. Doesn't take me saying it, it takes her proving it. So thank y'all for watching. Please do subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. You can follow Mark and I on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc. Send us a friend request. You can follow us on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc, all one word. Make sure you hit the bell to get the alerts. We do a video a day, sometimes 2. And happy Friday once again, and we'll catch up with y'all soon. Bye!